It's the return of the Jedi, or the Jedi Returns, or maybe a Padawan or a lifelong Padawan. We take a crash course into OBS, and content is king. So let's get started. All right, so I am back. I am back into iOS development, and before I had to re-record this episode, I was going on in a rant. So let me give you a little backstory. About a year ago, I developed my first app and submitted it, and thought that I would be eligible or able to attain employment from an employer or a iOS dev, dev shop or whatnot. But I think that summer of last year, I realized that I couldn't leave my family because I love them so much, and my wife couldn't do it on her own. I think she could do it now, but at the time, my wife couldn't do it on her own, and I needed to be here. So I was very bitter, but I was bitter at the wrong thing. I felt like I had done my part and was ready to move to the next level, but I was actually being selfish, and that's very real emotion, from a husband and a father standpoint, and to really realize that I was being selfish with good intentions, with greater good to get my family, in a better situation, was selfish on my part. So I think after the last podcast, I really did some homework and was really looking into some things. And the bug bounty thing is cool, but from my standpoint, from a disclosure standpoint, a lot of companies that do bug bounty hunting don't want to disclose their vulnerabilities, which is fine. I understand protecting the IP, but it's kind of not my thing. I like to be open and honest. My current career puts me in the public eye. I get exposed to a lot of people, and I just don't like the idea of really keeping things secret and not sharing information willingly and openly. So that's kind of one of my I don't know pet peeves about the bug bounty hunting, which is a really cool community. I really liked the community they have. Unfortunately, it's not quite what I want it to be. And iOS development allows me to be open and honest and encourage some feedback, because we can always get better. And there's always somebody out there willing to help get you in a better place. And you can disclose whatever you want. Some people may not want to share what they're building on their apps and whatnot, but I personally don't care. And the app that I'm going to build is another camera app, which is I have some more ideas about how to set this thing up and how to build it. And with my help or my work and your help, we can probably make this a better project. So I'm kind of debating back and forth if this should be open source, or if I should just, whenever I do the coding, maybe get some feedback in the comments. I'm not quite sure. So I'm kind of up in the air about that, to tell you the truth. But I think what I'm going to do is the base of the project will be on GitHub. And then when it comes down to popping the features in one at a time, I think what's going to happen is that repo won't be updated, but the base of it, the base functionality will be. So, oh, excuse me, the dogs are barking. My Maltese Miles and my pit bull Nala, like Nola with an A, Nala. They'll bark. I had stuff outside, so I apologize. And this week, So we're going to dedicate the podcast and moving forward. We're going to do some iOS stuff, and I'll talk about that more later. We also did a crash course in OBS, which is Open Broadcast software, which is a free software. Really cool program to run. And what I'm planning on doing is recording a daily vlog. I think the podcast will be weekly, so I can rehash that. The podcast will be weekly. The daily vlog will be as daily as possible. I don't know if I'm gonna get around to recording on Saturday and Sunday because my family is off, and they desire attention. So at least 5, maybe 6 daily vlogs. I'm not quite sure. It just depends on how I feel when I'm sitting down here at the computer. Introduce you to my dogs and working it. So, but OBS, really cool. My Mac is kind of fighting some of the privileges because I downloaded it. It's open source software, and my Mac is kind of fighting the permissions for it, but it's running and it works. And we'll start playing with that more. I've got some cool overlays that I made in Sketch, and yeah, I think it's gonna work out just good. It's just fine. So I'm gonna put a link to my YouTube channel in the show notes because I've got those up, and I want you to be a part of this. And content is king. So what we're gonna do with the recording on OBS is we're gonna do a daily vlog. We're gonna do some coding sessions, and I think when I sit down and record, we're gonna do the vlog is gonna take. It's not gonna take very long. The coding part of it will be 30 minutes per coding, and let's see. We're going to code for 30 minutes and record that. And maybe on Monday nights, we're going to live code for probably 2 to 3 hours. So that is the plan. That's the 3. And we'll do the live stream. We'll go on Twitch. We'll probably get that all taken care of today. And live code on Monday night. A few beers, do some coding, do some talking. Who knows? But it'll all kind of work its way. You have the vlog, you have the coding, you'll have the live sessions, live coding, and Sketch. The other thing is we're going to be working in Sketch a little bit. So what's going to happen is while we're coding, we're also going to do some sketch work. So be on the watch for that. I'm sorry, I got kind of sidetracked because I'm starting to update the show notes for this episode. So that's what's going to happen. iOS development, we're going that way. Recording on OBS, going to edit the videos, put them up on YouTube. 3 types. We're going to have a daily vlog. We're going to have a coding, an app from start to finish to App Store, and we're going to do our sketch work. And the coding and the sketch work are going to be 30 minutes long, if that. Might be shorter, might be longer, but the max will be 30 minutes. So those videos will be up on my YouTube channel. So I think that is about it for this week. We're going to get back into it. We're going to get back in the saddle. Like I said, I've already talked to a bunch of iOS developers, and yeah, we're going to do this. So Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, podcast listener. Thank you for your time and listening to this podcast episode. Please leave a review on whatever platform that you listen to this podcast on. The feedback will greatly help us develop a better podcast. Also, visit the website, 228.com. That's TWOTWENTY, the number 8.com. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.